Hey everyone, welcome to Always Open. On today's show, we're going to be talking about, we have a confessional from an anonymous user. The first time you realize you had a type, how your religious views have changed over your lifetime, and also a question from a user about something that I haven't read yet. What's it about, Mara?
It's about relationships.
It's about relationships. Yes, we'll get to it. I'm your host, Barbara Dunkelman, and with me today I have...
Max.
Ooh.
Cookie.
We always,
Yeah.
I'm Griffin Ramsey.
Ramsey.
It's me.
Mariel.
It's your boy.
Did you forget?
I've been
needed
so
reminding?
bad. No, I've been so bad. I try and think of a tagline like every time, but I always think of it as the show's starting. And I'm like, fuck, and then I just didn't do it this time. I'm sorry.
I mean, I couldn't even get my name out,
Yeah,
so.
it's okay.
I mean, you got the first part.
Yeah, I got that.
I have a question about that, by the way. Do you always call yourself Max Cookie?
No,
did
just
that-
online because, like, if you try to spell my last name, it's like
It's Kremke, right?
Kremke, but there's like how many unnecessary consonants in the back of it?
lot,
It's like
a lot.
K-R-U-E-M-C-K-E. Like, imagine trying
What
to
is that?
like.
Is that Polish?
German.
It's German.
German.
Yeah.
German for cookie?
German.
Okay.
German for cookie.
Yeah, it's not cookie.
No, it's not. I don't know what it's for. But yeah.
Dunkelman is also German.
Oh.
Yeah, it means dark man.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
Just like you.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like me. All right, well, let's do our shot. This one is the Screaming Orgasm, ladies. And it's submitted by Morgan W. And it has Irish cream liqueur.
Oh, you got it.
Okay.
The care.
Amaretto coffee liqueur, and vodka. They'll be listed there. I can't say anything.
Screaming orgasm.
Do you have to
Screaming orgasm.
make a moaning sound whenever you do?
I think when
You
you,
have to
finish it.
scream.
Okay.
When you finish it.
When we finish it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever we finish it.
Ah.
Is that what you sound like?
Ah. My favorite thing about this shot is that Texas came up and he brought it over and he was like, I haven't made this shot in 10 years and I feel like I should be serving a bachelorette party.
Which you
It
are.
was delicious.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. It was absolutely delicious.
Well, we had to
Very good.
pick a shot specifically that Max could have because someone doesn't like fruit.
Someone very, I don't know, it's not hypocritically, it's
Ironic.
ironically, no fruit. It really
I'm sorry.
grosses
What
me
is
out.
ironic about that?
Because he's fruity, maybe?
No.
Oh, I gotcha.
He laughs with his hands.
Like, you laugh with your hands. That's what we're calling it.
Yeah, we
Laughs with
did
his
that
hands.
during the walkthrough.
That
Yeah.
mustache, though, it doesn't make you look fruity at all.
No,
No, it's actually kind
that's
of,
masculine.
it makes him look fruity for little boys,
Oh,
maybe.
is that like the pedo stash? I like it.
I
Like, you
don't-
look like a real grown
I
up.
don't like it.
It's got a straight 50-50 on it. Like, nobody can really make up their minds about it, but the difference is that I can't grow like this, which would be great, because then it's like, oh, why work out? You know, you can just have a defined beard line.
Yeah, just hide on your chin fat.
Yeah, no, don't have that. So the only option is here or here
Okay.
or here.
we should
So
try.
it can form like a 90s goatee, and unfortunately that's just not the rage right now.
Yeah.
What about like neither?
I
I mean,
feel
it
like
could be, but I look like I don't know, like
Very
an
dope boy.
old 14-year-old.
he looks old for his age.
Yeah.
He looks very grown up.
All right, well, let's start things off with a confessional, and I am very excited about this one. This was anonymously submitted, and this person writes, I assume it's a guy. I don't know if they
I
said.
think so, yeah.
I would masturbate in the middle of class in middle school since I was a weird, horny kid that for some reason had no fear about it. I'd just stick it under my shirt and just go to town. And there wasn't any mess from my memory because I'd just stop before the point of sploogage.
Can you spell that?
Sploogage. Is that sploogage?
Sploogage. Sploogage.
Sploogage.
Sploogage.
Sploogage.
Sploogage.
Wow. Bold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and number
Dirty.
one, everybody noticed that.
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
Like everybody like saw that kid over there doing that. And it's funny because I have a personal story, not about masturbating in class, but freshman year of high school. I remember doing this now, and I always cringe thinking about it. For some reason, I was like in history class, and I think it would be fun to touch like the underside of my chair, and it was one, like those like plastic chairs.
You're gonna say the underside of your balls.
No, it was like the back side of my chair. Like it was like a
balls
big
are really cleaner.
Yeah, it was like a big plastic butt, and I would.
Oh, I know what kind of chair you're talking about.
But
You know the
And I would like
Yeah,
touch it,
it does feel like a butt.
and I would like touch it like probably more than I probably should. And then later I was like, everybody's making fun of me for doing this.
Well, like how would you touch it? Like sensually?
No, I mean
Like,
just like, but I mean like
go
imagine
reach
sitting in front of like somebody who's doing that, and you're like, that person's touching their butt through a chair.
I mean, were you getting hard?
No, it wasn't even about that. I have no idea what it was about. I was trying to adjust to public school life. It was,
it's hard for you.
That's
I
why
was
those.
hard.
They didn't have those
Private
nice
school kids
plastic
didn't fit.
chairs.
Yeah, they didn't know about the butt
they
chairs.
didn't have that.
It's a newfound respect that they had for the chairs of the school.
What's the
whole
most risque place you've ever masturbated, or scenario?
Scenario?
Maybe not place.
I honestly think, well, I chose that confessional because I may or may not have masturbated in my high school bathroom before.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like
And
in
I was
the
also
stall or like,
Oh, in
like
the stall.
full rogue?
just on the sink, just
What's up, man?
going down. Everyone who walks in, they're just like, what? What?
Look at me. I'm
Don't
Barbara.
you leave. Don't leave.
Maintain eye contact.
No, it was in the stall. But
It's not as convenient for girls to get it done elsewhere.
Yeah, no.
it's not.
Easy.
You need candles. You need. No,
Is that what
I
happens?
just need Facebook and a
Facebook.
few profile pictures.
Oh,
No, Facebook is like the best sport ever.
really?
I think so. Yeah.
I've had this
Because they have the
discussion.
emotional connection.
I've had this discussion
This is
before.
like people you know, or like random Facebook profiles that you'd come across.
Why would you be offended?
No, I'd be honored.
offended if I'm. I don't think we're.
Yeah, I'd say I better have been the subject of 1 or 2 or 7.
Or 11.
I don't think I've ever masturbated to you, actually. I'm sorry, but I will think about it.
Start now.
I'm gonna have to up my Facebook images.
Barbara has posted 270 new pictures.
Yeah, they're
And they're
all
all like
bikini.
this.
The album's just like, Griffin, please.
No, desperation's the turnoff.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Griffin.
I mean, I don't care about you, Griffin.
Like, this is for somebody else.
This is for all the people who have crushes on me and
Yeah.
want to date me.
This is for them.
Sorry.
No, we've talked about this before, and I don't think that Facebook is necessarily the way to go when you need some like bait material.
Wait, what are you going for?
Well, I mean, just like good old-fashioned porn.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. That's.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like
So
there's a lot of it. It's all there. You don't know anybody that's in it. Probably.
Do you want a recommendation, actually?
Yeah.
Chatterbait.
Chatterbait?
Jeff turned me onto that. Yeah.
What is that?
It's like live video. It's like live stream porn. And you can like kind of chat with people, and then they have like perks. Like it's sort of almost like they generate their income that way. They're like, hey, if I get this many coins or whatever,
Like cam
I'll do
girls?
this.
Yeah, it's like a cam girl site.
But it's sort of public and like, and lots of different varieties. Like there's some trans women, which I thought was pretty interesting, and like
Cool. Nice
Yeah.
and inclusive.
it's like it's sort of random, and you can follow, and then a certain amount that you donate. Not that I well anyway, certain amount. I know about this. So if you donate a certain amount. Yeah, they'll follow you on like, or they'll add you on Snapchat, their private Snapchats,
Oh.
things like that.
Chatterbait.
Chatterbait.
So are you on camera too, or is it just them?
No. It's just a
Okay.
viewing thing. There's chat random. That's
We've
like
talked about
that's an
that.
exchange with the world. A random exchange.
Is it
I
kind
used
of
to
like Omegle?
Chat roulette.
Chat roulette
or
or
Omegle, yeah.
I used to do that all the time with my friends. We'd have sleepovers, and they would come over, and we would do. I'll get in a group and start going on chat roulette or Omegle.
Yeah.
And like every time we'd be like, dick, and like
Yeah.
skip it.
I've never seen a vagina on it. It's always dicks.
Oh yeah, of course.
No, you can find them.
I used to
You gotta
troll
keep like you
people.
gotta dig.
No, I used to troll people on Omegle too, and that was how I learned that my roommate at the time was maybe not super straight. It was very weird.
Well, I'll tell
You found your roommate on a rich
No.
kind of.
I'll tell my
Continue.
story
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
and then I want to hear your story.
Yeah.
But what I used to do, I had my webcam, and I would put it, really close up to my eye, and I would squinch my eye really close and turn my head sideways so it looked like a vagina. And then I'd wait till them to like start masturbating, and then I'd go, boop, and I would open my
Dude, who's falling for that? That's creative.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
god.
All right, put that on Facebook and we'll
Yeah.
see this. Let's see this eyeball vagina.
How quickly would they like? Oh fuck! Like
It was just like the most like
Maybe I'm into that. I don't know.
some eye porn.
yeah. So what would you do? What was your troll? What was your trolling?
I'm not proud. Not proud of what we did.
More proud than pretending your eye was a vagina?
It was about on par. It'd be like it was on Omegle before there was cameras. So
Oh, they
But it was just the chat.
yeah, it was just the chat. And so like I literally thought it was the funniest thing in the world to be like, yeah, I'm a 16-year-old girl. You want to do stuff with me? And they're like, yeah. And then I'm like, this report's been logged by the FBI. Your IP address is this. You're going to jail. And,
Oh my god.
but I mean, also that, I don't know. Am I like the
No.
Batman of Omegle?
I don't think so.
Also, like, what are people worried about? Like, what are they doing? Like, killing people on stream?
No, I like it was weird, and so basically, then my roommate, like we were having a fun night of doing that, and then my roommate was like, "Oh, I'll get on there," and I was like, "Okay," and because like my whole shtick was like, "I'm a 16-year-old girl, you want to do stuff," and that's like, meh.
FBI.
Yeah, FBI. And then he got on there and he was like, I'm an 18-year-old girl in Fort Collins, Colorado, and I've just been thinking about a life outside of this world and just really trying to do it. And he's talking to this dude in Kobe, Japan, who does not speak English like super well.
That's a lot of backstory for somebody who doesn't speak English.
No, like, because you could see it said Kobe, and it was like, and then he won't let us see his conversation that he's having with him, and we're like, well, we're bored now, we're drunk, and so then he's like, oh, I just ended it, like, you should check it out, like, it's funny, I trolled him. It was not a troll. He literally had like the entire emotional story between an 18-year-old girl in Fort Collins, Colorado, and this guy in Kobe, Japan, for the duration of at least 20 minutes, involving both meeting each other, getting to know each other, having sex.
Is he like an expert catfisher?
Yeah, that's
No!
catfishing.
Yeah.
First time he's ever done this. No.
He sounds pretty good at it.
No.
Some people are natural talent.
True.
Natural talent. And then at the end, how like most of those Omegle things is like, fuck you, bye.
Yeah.
Like this one ended with like, well, I hope you find your own way. Well, you'll find your own way
Until
too.
we meet again.
Until we meet again, It was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
It's
he failed.
beautiful.
It was very touching, but I was like, you emulated an 18-year-old girl strikingly well.
Yeah.
So regarding this confessional,
Yes.
I'd say
People probably
I'd
know.
say don't
Oh.
do that.
Don't do it. 100% everyone
Probably
knows
not.
about it. There was
This
a
was the point. We had a point.
I think that was our point for that conversation. We were
yeah.
bringing it back around.
there was a
Probably
girl
not.
in my high school, and there was a rumor that she would masturbate with like carrots that she brought home from lunch. And like, who knows if it was actually true? Someone probably saw her maybe doing something, and then that was like a
At
rumor that
school?
spread. Yeah, at school.
But with like something covering the carrots, hopefully.
And I don't
Or
know.
just, like,
that
the
was
carrots
just
went
the rumor
straight
that
up.
it was, you know.
You wash them,
She washed them and then she packed them,
right?
shoved them right
You know what they say?
Just rinse them off a little.
Carrots are good for your eyesight.
Why would you need a carrot for that? Couldn't you find anything else around the house to do that?
I don't know. I think it was literally like she's taking her carrots to school for lunch and she's using them for something else.
It seems like the worst shape ever. Ugh.
I know, it's like tapered.
No.
Maybe she's using like thicker end.
I've considered it, but I've never gone down that road.
You ate fruit and vegetables, so.
No, I mean vegetables I'm fine with. Let's be clear, vegetables are great. But have I ever put a vegetable inside myself? No.
Yeah, you have.
What? Okay, Barbara.
Fuck out of here.
God damn.
I would like to thank
IMDb.
MeUndies for sponsoring this episode of Always Open. Pride starts on the inside, so celebrate yourself with MeUndies. MeUndies makes the ultimate feel-good undies with free shipping right to your door, satisfaction guaranteed. MeUndies are designed in LA and made from sustainably sourced micromodal, a fabric 3 times softer than cotton. MeUndies' soft, stretchy undies come in an ever-changing array of colors and patterns. No matter what your style, they've got something for you. That's because MeUndies believes in people feeling good and being themselves, which is why MeUndies is putting their money where their underwear is during Pride Month. For every pair of special edition Celebrate undies you buy during Pride, MeUndies will donate $1 to the Los Angeles LGBT Center. Wow!
Exciting.
As if you need another reason to try MeUndies, they're offering 20% off your first pair and satisfaction guarantee that you'll love them or your money back. Just visit our URL, MeUndies.com/open. Head to MeUndies today and pick up a pair of special edition Celebrate undies. You'll not only get a discount on awesome undies, you'll also be donating to an amazing cause. Check out MeUndies.com/open today. Thank you. I love this cause.
Yeah, MeUndies is great.
No, that's pretty great.
It's so awesome. All right, well,
Important knowledge.
Let's move on to our My First Time question. And this one comes from Jonathan L. And Jonathan asks, what's your first time realizing you had a type? We actually talked a little bit about this before the show as well.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's funny for me because it's like, I mean, like, my realizing I had a type was basically realizing it's like, ooh, maybe it's not the ladies. But then, like, furthermore,
That's your type, not lady.
it was like, you know, most gays have like a type. They're like, oh, you know, I'm going for this. I'm just like, why don't we try it all?
Dude.
You know, like the super short, we got like the super tall, we got like, you know, big, we got muscly. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Why not enhance your life with the variety?
So there's not like a type that you're attracted to?
He wants the sampler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like the sampler platter. But like there's more types, but like the funniest thing is that like almost all of my type would be like excluding myself or people that look like me.
Okay, so you wouldn't want to date someone that looked like you?
No.
You're avoiding mustaches like yours.
I mean, I'll
for a
take a
reason.
mustache, but no, like, yeah, like
Do you tend to
dudes
like
that-
guys who are shorter, taller, like, or does that not matter to you?
No, I mean, like, for me, it's like, it's all around. Like, I don't know.
Just a
It's,
sampler.
yeah, I don't know. It's like exciting. I think it's so upsetting to me when people are like, oh yeah, like, cause my friend was like, oh, you know, girls don't want to date me because I'm super short, and I was like, what the fuck is that about? And I was like, that can't be a thing. And then I looked
totally
on
a thing.
Tinder,
It's a thing.
It's a
and
thing.
it was totally a thing. And I was like, wow, that's some petty bullshit.
Well,
Join the gays.
it's weird. I mean, so I'm pansexual, and I do feel differently about the height thing.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a girl that's short, it doesn't really bother me. I guess in some ways I think maybe I prefer it, maybe because it brings out maybe my more masculine side, which I know I don't want to like get too specific about gender because I know they're not totally connected. But with men, like I do prefer to be shorter. I guess because maybe it's those middle school insecurities because I was taller than all the boys I liked, and
Yeah.
I just feel like an ogre woman around.
Well, I think it's a big part of femininity is feeling
Yeah.
smaller than.
I mean, I've hooked up with shorter for
Yeah.
sure, and it's been fine because if it's dark, you're not in public, and it's horizontal, then
Yeah, everyone's the same height when they're
it's
horizontal.
pretty much like.
More or less. So do you have a type?
Oh no, I'm kind of a sampler person too. I mean, I'm pansexual, and
Yeah.
I just want
You
I
got
just
like
want
the
everything.
full buffet. Like I'm locking
Everything,
myself off
yeah.
to like one side.
I
of
have a really good friend who's also pansexual, and she talked about how she's attracted to someone's heart more than anything, and like their soul.
That's
And I know
gay!
I know it's like super, but she was just like,
That's the
honestly,
gayest shit I've ever heard.
All right.
she was like, as long as they have a good
All
heart
right.
and a nice smile, like I'm attracted to them.
All right, so
Oh, okay,
Nice.
okay. Like,
Nice
yes, we
is-
could all be floating in fucking, what is it?
Just vats of human.
Yeah, what is it? What are you trying to
Where
say?
are they? Where do My Little Pony fanatics? Somebody has to
you're
be
thinking
around
Care
here.
Bears.
No, where like
Oh,
they're in
like-
that like the world of rainbows and everything, where they're
Friendship
just like,
is magic.
yeah, they're just like spurting magic and everything.
That's where she lives.
I spurt magic.
Yeah. No, like I mean,
Can't you
let's
tell?
if we're being shallow, like you can still be into like a diverse array
Sure.
while being shallow. I don't need to know about if you have
She
a
just
good
seems to
heart or
be
a
someone
great
who loves
smile.
everyone.
Well, but that's her type. My type is
sure.
funny. So that, and I think that funny and having, I think in a good banter. Like,
Yeah.
it's nothing hotter than banter, I think. So, like, then it doesn't really matter like physical type. But I suppose that is more narrow. Like, if somebody, like, nice is like my least favorite quality. It's like the thing people
Duly
say.
noted.
People say, they're nice when they have nothing else to say. I'm sorry, I think that's what it is.
nice.
Like,
All my Facebook pictures are gonna be like, "Fuck you."
Fuck you, Griffin.
I'm a bad boy.
you're the bad boy thing.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
No, but that's the thing. They always say
bad
that
girl.
women are attracted to assholes, and it's true because we misinterpret confident. Like, we like confident,
Yeah.
but asshole comes across confident a lot. So, like,
Cocky.
yeah, confident, cocky.
I
Yeah.
don't know, man. As also someone who is dates people of the same gender, I think you're just like not picky because it's like it's already hard enough sometimes
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get a date.
Well, but I know
Because
plenty
it's
of like gays that are like, no, like I've got to have this.
But there's a lot of
I've gotta have
I know
this.
there's like the whole stigma with grinders that like there's like masks for mask and like I don't want to date you if you're not white and tall and like all
Or,
of this other stuff.
my other favorite that's like really offensive, and I'm like, why do we still do this on Grindr? Like when people are like, no blacks, no femmes, and I'm like, ooh, that's like so many layers of problems.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why would you discount somebody on any factor about what they're like, who they are as a person, before you get to know them?
That's true, but it's also good to know, right? Like, for the people looking at the profiles, like, asshole, fuck.
Well, yeah, I
no,
know.
good
It
to know,
is
like,
good
right
to
away.
know. It's like the people that are like you must be like. Whenever my friend was showing me like his Tinder, like like people, and it was like, you must be 6'4" or above, and otherwise I don't care. And it was like, well, don't need to message that person
There
because they're not.
There was a thing I remember. I was on Tinder for like maybe a month at one point when I was single a few years ago, and I remember that a lot of profiles that I looked at were just like 6'1" if it matters, 6'2" if it matters, 5'9" if it matters. It always said if it matters. It's like you're putting it because you think it matters. Like,
Yeah.
Well, but it seems like there's a lot of women that have put that on their profile, which is like, it's really just, like, I get it. I'm like, I guess that there's this like classical perception of like, oh, I don't want to be with a man who's shorter than me, but also like, the fuck does that matter?
Yeah.
I am a person who my type is tall guys.
You have a very specific type though, don't you? Like you don't like. Didn't you say last night you were like, I don't like blondes?
So yeah, I've never been attracted to blonde guys before, except maybe like one or two here and there.
Yeah.
I definitely have a type. It's usually tall, a little muscular, not too muscular, dark hair, and either light eyes or dark eyes. But that's usually my type.
Yeah.
And usually Caucasian.
Either light or dark eyes. What is the other option there?
I'm
She
saying like,
she doesn't no
Either
middle range
or.
eyeballs.
it could go either way.
Yeah.
But it's like
eyeballs.
Like I dated.
No eyeballs. Zero eyeballs. Very tall.
sunken.
Very imposing. No eyeballs. That's what we like.
Okay, I say that's my type, but like I dated a guy for 6 years who was shorter than me, had red hair and brown eyes. I dated a guy for 2 years who was tall. No, but it does sound like him.
Was it Patrick?
I don't think he's my type for a few reasons. But then I
He
dated.
gets a little tipsy though, like
Oh,
he doesn't
he's
see. He's
anyone's
not
type. He does
quite.
turn
so-
straight when he's tipsy.
He
He
gets a
will
little
ask to
straight.
see my vagina when he turns drunk. But then I dated a guy who was taller than me and had like 3-foot-long dreadlocks for 2 years. And then I've been through like different types of guys, and I realized like maybe I don't have a type when it comes to actually dating, but maybe just who I find attractive right off the bat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's totally it. So that's
Yeah.
the thing that isn't that weird? Because like I find that too in my experience in the past, where the people that I've dated for or been married to, for instance, for years and years and years. No, I mean Jeff is he's totally my type. And then if I check out people, and honestly, he looks like most men in Austin.
What makes him your type?
Well, if he's funny. So that was the first thing. And we had a great banter immediately. So we had like this text conversation, like just like AIM.
Yeah.
And we hadn't met in person, so we had a blind date. But before that, we had the little banter, and it was just like perfect.
Yeah. You could tell when it's like you have a good back and forth. With
Yeah, and I really took it for granted. I think I
How
think
hard
I took
that
it
is
for
to
granted.
find.
Yeah, it's hard. I think it's really hard to find. And the thing about Jeff that's, not to turn this whole thing into him, because who cares about him?
Let's praise Jeff some more.
But
That's what we're about.
he was just, I like people who can just take leaps of faith and jump into things. And like, I like people who are brave. Like, I like brave people. And so he was adventurous right away. He was like, immediately like, yeah, okay, like, I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not either, but we were both like, all right, we're there. Like, it wasn't like this whole, I'll wait and like text in 8 hours so I seem cool. And like, oh, I'll wait until 8 hours to text so I seem cool. Like, it was none of that shit. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
So like,
Playing games, basically.
He was just like present. So that's like presence, banter, funny. And then he's also hot and has tattoos, so that helped.
I didn't know if that
Barbara,
Dark hair.
need tattoos.
Yeah.
Dye your hair.
Fuck you.
He's gonna be a bad boy now.
We can do a temporary hair mascara.
Okay.
First for the picture.
It's funny me saying I'm not into blondes, but I'm blonde.
Yeah.
It's just
No, I get that. I was never
So-
blonde guys either, but some people change your mind.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen some hot blondes.
Well, so to summarize, all of us very open, very progressive, no types. You, a little bit of a type.
Again, it's just who I'm attracted to off the bat. But again, I think
You date is different.
ultimately, it's a.
See it up close now.
I did. It is sense of humor. I think is the number one. If I can have that banter with someone and that connection and like just they're easy to talk to.
I think connection is just everything. Like, and it is, when it happens, it feels so really good because I think it's really increasingly rare.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because I haven't really done the dating app thing, but I wonder like if, because we have photos and like, oh, this lines up and like this person likes this and this lines up in my categories and yes, like no, this, like, can you really find like a genuine connection in that?
Not
I think that you need
right
to keep
up.
your
I
mind
think
open and
you
go
have to
explore.
keep on talking.
Maybe
yeah.
not
Just
right
meet
off
him
the
in
bat.
person.
I mean, I met like so. Every person that I've ever dated is completely different from the next. Like physically, the most important thing was the connection that we had.
Yeah.
So like when I was on Tinder and like different dating profiles, I always mentioned I like the show that I love, which is Broad City. And I was just like, oh, like this is what I want you, like talk to me about this. And that's the first thing like my girlfriend did. She was just like, oh, like I love that show. Like who's your favorite character? And we went off from there. And then like, that's the first time that so quickly I was like, let's meet up. Like we obviously have something like in common. But yeah, man, everyone that I've dated looks so different physically that I can't.
It's funny because like a couple years ago when I first moved to Austin, I joined Match.com. And there was a guy who I matched with and we were talking a while and like I got his number and we started texting. And the texting was so good. Great back and forth.
Texting was so
It was so
Yeah.
but like great back and forth. He was really fucking funny and like it was just like I was like I might really like this guy. And then we met up in person. It was like talking to a brick wall.
Oh no.
He gave good texting. And
He gave real good text.
Well, I met up with my man through OkCupid.
Oh yeah.
And it was totally like we had both first joined, like, it was like we hadn't messaged that many people. And it was like we were among one of the first people that we had messaged on OkCupid. And I was just kind of like, oh, you know, like you seem interesting, but like also whatever. Like, you know, like I was like, I just came out, like I'm not looking for a relationship.
That's like the classic, I'm totally getting into a relationship.
No, and it was because I was like not out for that long, and I was just like, oh, like whatever, we'll see how that goes. And then it was funny because then like the texting back and forth, like I remember it was just like super witty and super funny, and then like the hanging out was cool, and then like me drunk texting, you know, like normally that's embarrassing, but it was like I was like, oh, he's cool with it. 5 years.
He can put up with
later.
me.
5 years.
Almost 6. Jesus.
Oh my God, girl.
And you didn't want to get into a relationship.
I didn't want to get into a relationship, and we're still considering. Just 6 years, but we're trying it out.
Are you are you public about your relationship status?
Yeah.
You are.
We are married.
You're married.
But
Not looking for a
You're
relationship.
still working it out.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
At the beginning of the year, we haven't done the ceremony or the rings yet. We wanted to get married.
Thursday. No.
I picked mine out.
Gonna borrow mine.
Sure.
Oh, there you go.
That's it. That's the one.
Oh, gorge. Don't try to
Barely
squeeze it on.
fits on there.
It's like a mid-knuckle ring.
Yeah. No. We were basically like we'd been planning on it. We were gonna do it this year, but also it was like the advent of the Trump presidency. All rules are off. We don't know what's going on. They might change the rules on us.
Yep.
Safest
knows?
way, get it on paper, be cool.
Yeah.
And then plan the ceremony and the
Everything else.
everything else.
Yep.
Which at first I was like, oh no, we're doing this all in backwards. And then it was funny because met like so many other people that were like, yeah, did the exact same thing. And I was like,
Wait, I love that you say like you're doing it backwards, but you're like, I don't know.
well, yeah, but it's like you're.
Well,
you're
yeah, but it's not the
it's-
traditional direction.
It's like,
It's
yeah.
not traditional in any way.
No, and that's the other problem is that like all of marriage has all of that problem of like, especially like the ceremony and everything like comes down to like, you don't think it affects you until you get up into it, and then it's like, well, no, I want a big party with everybody there, and no, we should celebrate it, and it's like, oh, well, like no, like. You want that, but like you don't have to do it in the exact same way that everybody like else does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I make a recommendation? Because I'm just full of those today.
Go for it. I love it.
Go away. I mean, do it the whole.
Just fucking leave, Max. Get out of here.
No,
Go away.
Get out of here.
no. What I'm saying.
Put the door right
What I'm
there.
saying.
Get out.
We had a relatively inexpensive, casual sort of wedding. Like it was just ridiculous and casual. We had like pizza. It was crazy. We had like other stuff too. Fairly small.
and other stuff.
Wait,
No,
what is the other
this is
stuff? Is
all
that like
on my
mushrooms?
This is,
Is that like heroin?
Great.
What are we talking about
How
over
was
here?
Griffin and Jeff's wedding? They had pizza.
I'll sum it up super
and other
fast.
stuff.
I just don't want to dominate the whole day talking about fucking Jet. But
Go for it. We're
Okay.
over there.
we had wedding cupcakes. We had the groom's cake was a volcano cake with dinosaurs and flames. We had the band was a one-man band from the streets of Austin. Our photographer was this guy that would just walk around with this old-fashioned Polaroid camera, and he had like the little press hat or whatever, you know, like cartoon style.
Adorable.
And he would walk around, and his
So
party favors were these photos, these Polaroids. We had a 12-year-old magician.
I made it a little bit.
We had a puppet show
I want to go
about
to your
the beginning
wedding.
of our relationship.
Can we get time travel to it?
Re-invite.
But it was very like, this is what we're doing. Like, let's keep it cheap and casual. It was 75 people, like not a ton of people. It was still fucking expensive. Like anytime
Yeah.
you say, this is a wedding, they're like, oh, that'll be an extra $1,000 for no reason.
Yeah.
It's a wedding, an extra $1,000 for no reason. Just like take the money and run. That's my suggestion.
Go away.
I'm just gonna sell my body.
Go away.
Just go away. I just love the way you phrase it. You're just like, go away.
That was it was meant to sound wistful, like,
Get out of
go away. But I don't have that voice. So.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I understand the wanting everyone there and the big wedding. And
No, I don't
just
really
so much
like.
money.
I don't really necessarily want that. It was also like the other two things that occurred to me was like I used to do wedding videography with Josh. By the way,
are you serious?
I used to do. We had a company called Photographic Memories, and
Oh.
we did weddings together.
You need to bring that, resurrect that, and tag him in all the photos.
I
Yes.
know. I'll have to find it. I made pamphlets. It was great. And yeah, and it was funny because the first wedding we ever filmed, the perfect wedding. Like it was like really rich couple, really young hot couple, big, super gigantic, beautiful church. You know, their reception's on a glass box on the lake. They've got everything. And like you would be like, fuck those people. But they were super nice and like really charismatic. And I was like, all right. Okay, I think we got to be cool with this. And we filmed a beautiful video with them. And yeah, every video we filmed after that one perfect wedding
was worse.
Just everything just paled in
It was an "I'll
comparison.
settle for you" wedding. Like, it was like life's a game of musical chairs, and I don't want to die alone. So like, let's just fucking do this. We're done. It was rough.
Oh my god, I love it.
So this is gonna sound really weird, but there was a short period in my life a couple years ago where I was debating whether or not I wanted to get married at all. But me being the selfish person I am, still wanted to have like a party and like actually do the wedding dress and like everything like
Marry
that.
yourself. That's a thing. It's a trend.
I've thought about that.
I could do that, but I was thinking, is it really weird and kind of shady if you have a wedding and like do everything, but like aren't actually married? Like you just do.
Yes.
It's shady.
It's lying.
Yeah, but but people don't have to know,
Oh yeah, that's the thing about lying. It's successful if you can pull it off. Okay. But if you can't, you're a liar. Everyone knows it.
And everyone knows it.
Okay.
And you just have to go away.
So good luck with your project.
Well,
this is not a good start.
If you guys are invited to my wedding in the future, just know it may or may not be real.
I think just like kind of adopt like a really lackadaisical persona about it and be like, yeah, I'm marrying Patrick Matthews and
My first boyfriend
I don't
ever.
know, I think it'll work out, but like maybe I won't.
Tee-hee.
And then, you know.
If you're willing to pay
Patrick
for
will be
it
able
and
to do it.
have the open bar, we'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Like that's actually way better because you will have way more fun if you're not emotionally attached to the experience.
I'm just saying.
And people hook up at weddings, so you'll do well.
Oh yeah.
As the bride.
Especially if it's my own
I think
wedding.
Right.
Oh my God, that's actually the best move ever because it's like people like to feel important. You be like, well, I really love this man, but I'm so into you and I just can't stop myself. That's the best pickup line.
This is the
in a
last
wedding.
night of my single life.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Be like,
You can get Patrick all dolled up.
Yeah.
And he'll
why
just,
do you get, why Patrick? Why are you
because it's the safest choice.
No one's gonna believe it because they know she's not into shorter people. Not.
Well, you dated him for
We'll
6
get him
years.
some platform boots. Platform.
Got him on
Have another drink.
platform.
Have another drink, Max.
I will. I absolutely will.
Should we just move on to the last topic, or should we do?
Isn't that the last topic?
No, we got the religious piece question. Station.
We can maybe save that for post.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's when. Let's get a little drunker and then we'll talk religion.
Okay. Cool. All right. So let's move on to our final.
I do.
Oh my God. Now
that's
go
fake.
away.
Fake marriage.
There's on the
Get
wrong
outta
hand.
here.
Psych.
Perfect.
Oh, that was the most adorable psych I've ever seen. All right.
I'm from the 90s. Actually, I'm from the 80s.
Barbara,
but
you're working
I
this
remember
hard.
the 90s better.
Radical. I know.
You're
Squeezing my win there. Let's check out my Facebook later. All right. So we're gonna do our last segment of the evening, which is our sexpertise question. And this one is anonymously submitted. I'm currently in a long-distance relationship that makes me really happy most of the time, but has one major issue: communication. My boyfriend has expressed to me that I am the one on multiple occasions, and I really do believe him. However, he sometimes goes through these quite long-lasting phases where it seems like he can't be bothered to talk to me. I have had a really hard time expressing my emotions and voicing my concerns to him, or anyone for that matter, because it makes me feel really vulnerable and weak. Instead, I just become super depressed and angry by myself for days and days until I work up the courage to briefly mention how I feel in a way that never seems to be taken seriously. I know this isn't healthy for me, and I know that my boyfriend can't understand how I feel unless I express myself fully, but I don't know how to let those walls down. How would you suggest getting over the phobia of opening yourself up to others?
Yeah.
By Anonymous. That's intense.
Yeah.
That is intense.
And I feel for this person.
Yeah.
Big time, because I know how it feels to try to express yourself and feel like you're silly for trying to do that.
Yeah.
And how you're silly for thinking that or for feeling that, and it's someone trying to downplay your emotions.
Yeah.
It's a really bad feeling.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not a good sign in a relationship.
Yeah.
and especially with long distance.
Communication is all you have in a long
Yeah,
distance
long
relationship.
distance, it's like, it's all about communication. And so it's like, yeah, like I need you to be consistent on communication, but then it's like, you can't just say like, tell them to, you know, be cool with the communication, because it's like, it's not that easy. They could do that, then they would've.
I had someone give me some really good advice recently, and I think about it all the time now, where you should never be with someone who makes you feel silly for something that you want or something that you think is important in a relationship. The person who you're with should always be understanding and like validating your opinion and realizing that that's what's important to you and that they should respect that and not making you feel vulnerable because of it.
Yeah.
I think that that is a process sometimes, that like not everyone's there perfectly and they don't always understand what you, especially if this person is having trouble communicating it, then let's give the other person the benefit of the doubt that they may not even know. But I think the thing that worries me about that is the disappearing for days or however long.
Yeah.
If long distance relationship is primarily communication. So that would be the thing that I would worry about. And I've been there too. Not on the one hand, feeling the whole validation thing, but also just the ghosting. We talked about ghosting earlier. My advice is harsher and more cynical. I feel like if you look at for sales, for instance, creating value, a sense of value. When you're always there and present and giving, and if somebody's not giving back, if you keep giving, that becomes the standard. You know, like, And so if somebody isn't giving you enough, it's granted the conversation should happen first.
Yeah.
The open communication should happen first. But if the person still isn't giving enough, then maybe it's time to create more competition for the person. Seriously, because you are worth it. And if there's somebody out there, like, not to say that the solution is other people, the solution is always yourself and being confident. But if you don't feel like you're getting enough back, then you have to communicate it first, give them the benefit of the doubt. But you can also, if you are providing everything immediately and you're not expecting enough back and not communicating what you want, people aren't going to give you what you want.
Yeah.
And then if you find that when you communicate it and they're not giving you what you want, then you need to like
Maybe
find someone or find something or find a way to get what you want without them necessarily if they're not there to match you.
Yeah. You should be with someone who wants to be with you as much as you want to be with them and express that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in that situation, but on the other side where it just wasn't a relationship that I wanted, so I kept on trying to distance myself, and it wasn't until...
Oh my God, you were the ghoster.
I'm the
You
ghoster, yeah.
asshole.
just once. But yeah, no, and it was just a thing where it was like, I'm giving you enough hints, why can't you take them? So then we were in a relationship for, another year and a half. But, because I don't know how to say no.
Yeah.
But it, like you said, it wasn't until that, like, we did kind of actually break up, and then she started talking to someone else, and then I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, and then I slowly realized, oh, this isn't what I want anyway. So like,
Well, you were providing enough.
Yeah.
And so she found it elsewhere.
Yeah.
That is honestly how most people and animals work. No, I mean,
Yeah.
we all deserve to be happy on this planet before we die.
For sure.
And we need to be conscious of how much time we have on the planet.
And the other thing I would
On the planet, but not after we're on the
Unless we leave the planet if we're an astronaut, but most people aren't.
Pretty cool. No, and the other thing I would say to this person is that, like, people can be super oblivious. Speaking as a person who is super oblivious in a relationship sometimes, like, it's basically like, oh, like that bothered you? Oh yeah, you did mention that like 5 times here and there, but I didn't pay attention.
Wait, what?
Doing other stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, people can be oblivious, so it's not always that, like, they're actively doing something malicious towards
Right.
you.
Yeah.
It just might be the fact that they're so involved in their own little stupid world that they're not paying attention to you. And it's still not okay, but at least when it comes down to the intention when you're putting it in your mind, it's like, it's not somebody who is trying to hurt you. It's just maybe somebody who, like, doesn't exactly have the time to, like, put towards you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good, important to find out too.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and
And
what
if it's
you're
something
saying-
that you need,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be willing to give that up.
Yes, but you should also examine your needs and like how much are you expecting another person to make you happy all the time and fix all your problems?
Yeah,
sure.
You know, so like it's kind of a lot of pressure. And the thing with the long distance thing too, it is all communication, so it's important. But people do have lives. And it is really easy to get caught up in your day-to-day, what's in front of you. So like, I guess it is probably good to give the benefit of the doubt in that sense too, because they might just be super busy.
Or just not fully realize, be oblivious
Yeah,
to actually
exactly.
what you
like,
want.
if I took 2 seconds to send a little
Yeah.
message, then we're good.
But then again, if they continue to be oblivious, do you keep them around,
Yeah.
Max?
Oh no, like I would be the first to admit it. When it comes to being oblivious, it's like I'm just like, wow, like whenever I'm like with Brandon, I'm just like you're so focused and you can remember things and like numbers mean something to you. Like, good Lord, what a hell you've arrived in. Like with a man who's just like, numbers are quantum, so they don't mean anything. And yeah, maybe we're doing this, maybe we're doing that, maybe we're doing something else. Maybe somebody said something a second ago at the bus stop. Let's go. Yeah, no, it would be very difficult to be in a relationship with me, but
But someone is. Someone's married to
we
you.
found it. We found
You
it.
found the one person.
the one.
Yeah, okay, Cupid.
Yeah.
That can happen for you too.
Okay, Cupid.
But yeah, basically she says
Sponsored,
that
but not.
she says that she wants to express herself fully, but doesn't know how to let the walls down. And I would say like you gotta.
Well, but letting walls down
I think
is a hard
walls are
thing.
important.
Well, no, and I don't have walls, but I know people who have walls.
I got
you have walls?
I got a lot of walls.
You gotta get
You got
some
a lot of
fucking
walls?
walls because
Do
people
you
are
have walls?
fucking shitty.
I have
Get some walls.
I have walls until I let someone in, and I think that she need like if they're at the point where they've been dating for a while and they think each other are the one, you gotta let them in.
Well, okay, but here's, no offense, but you said anonymous, so I can say whatever I want to say because I'm not concerned about your feelings,
Get 'em, girl.
anonymous. All right. Action and words are different.
Yeah.
You can say, you're the one, but if you don't talk for days, you're not acting like, I think you're the one.
Yeah.
And also, I don't really believe in the one personally, but we'll get to that later, maybe.
Maybe on the post show.
Yeah, no, but actions. That's, if I have to communicate anything to you in
louder.
all my years of wisdom, actions.
Just that'll be the
It's
title
super
of the rest
important.
of it.
Like, people can say a lot. Some people are fucking good at sweet talking, but actions are like super important.
Yeah. But I do think it's important if they're thinking about even taking that step or furthering that relationship, and her already thinking, oh, like, I feel vulnerable, I can't express myself. Like, you gotta be able to talk to your significant other about how you're feeling.
And
At
if they
least.
care about you, they want to hear it.
And the other thing is that you because how I've learned that I'm married to somebody who has plenty of walls. Like my way to get through that is just like incessant hammering. Like, I know there's a wall here. We're getting through it. And so like the person that's right for you will spend the time to really deconstruct that wall and fight that wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how Laura and I are. I'm the one with the walls, and she's like, all right, I know something's bothering you. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. We have to talk
And
about it.
does
And
she
you're like,
incessantly annoy you until the point where you're like,
well, it's always-
like you're like, I'm not gonna do this now, but later it's my
I'm
own
horrible
idea.
about talking about my feelings.
Yeah.
With, especially with someone like that. But it's like, she just, at first it'll always be like, well, it's nothing. It's no big deal. Because I feel stupid. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm upset about this thing, but it's a dumb thing to be upset about. And she's like, okay, well, no, you're upset. Let's talk about it. I'm like, no, it doesn't matter. She's like, okay, well, we're going to fucking talk about it. And you're like, and she's also one of those people too that like, if we're like texting and like, oh, this happened or whatever, and she like won't waste any time. She immediately picks up the phone and she's like, what the fuck is wrong? We need to talk about this right
Yeah.
now. Which has been such a challenge,
sweet.
but it's sweet, yeah, because I've never had that before.
It shows that someone really cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm about that too. But I was just
really
told
good
in therapy that I shouldn't be incessantly and trying to break down walls. And if somebody needs space, they should have space. And that I could cause more fights by enforcing the issue immediately. So there's different ways to look at it.
I mean,
It's a give and take.
every person is different. Every relationship is different.
Yeah.
But I feel like the true form of intimacy is being able to tell someone anything without fear of being judged, or
Very true.
like.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Like.
No,
you should-
yeah. Like you, like.
In my personal opinion, in my humble opinion, you should be with someone who you could feel comfortable saying anything to and sharing your deepest, darkest feelings and thoughts with that person without fear of them judging you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. But I do think that there's a disconnect in the types of people that get together.
Yeah.
And so if you want to make it work with the person you love, even if they don't communicate in the same way, sometimes it's not as smooth to get to where you're talking about. It takes like a fucking ton of work.
But it's
true.
like the goal versus like how you work towards getting to that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the sexual attraction helps. Because you're like, I will put in a little more work. Because I like
To get that D.
Yeah. I gotta,
To get that
I gotta
sweet
keep having
Get
that.
dick down.
Get dick down, as Meryl says. It's her new catchphrase.
Get
Oh
dick
yeah.
down.
That
Get dick
that
down?
doesn't make a lot of sense for you.
It's a good catchphrase.
I've never gotten dick down, but
Let's put it on a T-shirt.
Are
I'll
you
wear
a
it.
gold star?
I am, yeah.
What's a gold star? Oh,
Gold star lesbian. Ooh.
what does that mean?
Suddenly I'm closer.
Oh, but I'm not a bad boy. I don't have any tattoos. I am brunette though.
I'm not a bad boy.
Yeah, I've just never looked at the dude before. Except
That's
for Tyler.
but
What?
I will say that I've known some
for
gold
Tyler.
star lesbians who lied about it.
I just said except for Tyler. So I guess
does-
Silver Star.
Does attempting
Like a bronze.
multiple times to have sex with a woman but not being able for somebody to show up to the party,
That
does
makes you a
make
gold
you
star
gold
lesbian.
Is that somebody, Mr. Johnston?
Mr. Johnston. Why, hello, sir. Hello. Where are you?
You either a young gay man or a middle-aged man with some issues.
You're both.
I think it's both. I'm an old 14-year-old.
A
There you
really
go.
old 14-year-old.
Full circle.
All right. Well, good luck, Anonymous. Let us know how it goes. If you have a question for our show or any segments you would like to submit, you could email that to alwaysopen@roosterteeth.com. Or if you have a shot for us to do, you could do that as well. Thank you guys for joining me.
Oh, thank you.
We're gonna do another segment on the post show. So if you want to sign up for a first membership, it's a free 30-day trial, and you could go check that out to see all of our post shows and other exclusive content just for you.
Max promises to get naked for that. So
He
if
will.
you want to be a sponsor,
I'm
gonna
literally
get
gonna do it.
He's gonna
wild.
take it
It's
all
happening.
off.
All off.
Oh.
Well, thanks, guys. Cheers to you, my friends. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
So off, so off.